usually like people pressing the button too much. So I got it so you can see the directions at the bottom of the screen, and you can kind of see my face. It's getting fucked up by the view demo thing. To start off, there are the 4 types of buttons: punch, kick, throw, and the guard. And then there are 2 other buttons that we kind of consider also buttons, but they're more combination than buttons if you use an arcade stick, which would be HK and PK. The other ones are used for like taunting, or HPK, which is used usually for tag. But we're going to focus simply on just the 4 button system, and then PK plus HK, because that's usually the ones that you're going to be using. So to start off, we got PPPP. See, when it comes to doing command training, they really want you to be accurate with how many times you press your buttons. You can mash through the buttons and still get the same results, but if it switches up buttons or directions, you have to be very precise with how many times you press the button. So, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that'll finish that one off. It's not going to give me the little like cleared thing because I've already cleared Kasumi specifically. But if you are sitting here and you're struggling and you try to do this, but you hit it 1 too many times and then you try to get the kick, it's not going to work. And if you want to see what you're looking at, you can click in the right thumbstick. It'll say at the top R3 right there for a view of the demo of what you're supposed to be doing. So it'll look like that. So that's the main thing about it, is you want to be really accurate with how many times you press the button. And when they start throwing in directions, it's really important that you get the direction before you press the next button, right? You don't want to try to press the direction and the button at the same time, so you're going to want to go punch, 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 down, and kick. But you want to try to do it as fast as possible. Because I see a lot of people, they'll do it and they'll try to press the button at the same time, and a lot of time it does happen, or it does work. But if they end up pressing kick slightly before, like that, it'll still get both the buttons in there, but it won't come out the way you want it to. So always try to get the direction in slightly before you press the button. Try to get them in rapid succession. That's the best way to go for it. And then we got one like this, where it has a double direction. See, if I tried to do and mash out all the buttons, it's not gonna work. I have to really be accurate with it. I have to do punch, punch, forward, punch, kick, down kick. It has to be in that order, but it has to be fast enough to be done. Oops. See? And I try to press the direction wrong. Nope. Like that. And then same with stuff like this. You have to punch, punch, forward, punch, forward, kick, punch. You can also delay strings, like I just did there. You can hold off, press the buttons a little bit slower at times, depending on which move you're doing. Kind of like that. To make them slower so it's harder for people to counter or see what you're doing. You can catch them slipping, but that'll come later with time. The most important thing is to make sure you're pressing the buttons the amount of times that you need to press them. You want to. I usually count them out, or I used to when I started out. I'd count them like 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, forward. Kind of like that. 1, 2, 3, down kick. And the next thing they're going to start doing here in your command training, they're going to start throwing these dots at you, if you can see them. Those are kind of like time buttons. After a certain move, if you wait a certain amount of time, you will get the backflip, or for Kasumi specifically, when you get the backflip or any move that you can teleport off of, it'll give you a little dot. And if you wait a little bit and you press the PK button, you'll get a teleport right after, and that's what the dot means. The dot means wait a little bit of time, and then try to do the next input. It's usually like really time accurate with it. Like that. And then if you also notice, depending on which side you're on, the direction will change that for whatever side you're on. So you always want to follow the direction that it's going, depending on which side you're on, because that's very important in this game. The direction that you face your opponent is the forward direction, and any other time it's back. So pretty standard stuff. We're gonna keep pushing through it here. And there are times where you can actually hold the direction. Like, I'm gonna try to do it with the last one. Punch, forward punch, like that. And then you can hold forward instead of letting go. And it'll still do the input. It'll count you as holding the last input, because you're not changing direction, so you don't really need to press it again. So that's also another tip you guys can use to try to make it through some of the things. As long as the direction doesn't change, you can usually end up holding buttons, as long as there's no like different variations. And there's a little dot again, just to tell you to wait a little bit of time, make sure you get your full backflip, and then you can press PK for the teleport. This one's a front flip. Here's another one, another example. Just like that. It's a front flip kick. Which is a little flip and a kick, and after the kick makes a connection, you can press it or push the button, and you'll get the result you're looking for, like that. You can see it at the bottom if you're wondering about the timing and stuff like that. I got all the directions and inputs in the bottom for you to see. Up punch, back flip, you can just hold it. You can see I'm not pressing it again, I'm just holding it, and she'll do a double back flip. I don't see the point of pressing it twice. It just seems silly to me. You just hold the back direction. Forward punch, punch. Forward punch, punch. Forward punch, kick, kick. Oh, there it is. I had to think about which one it was. I'm not a big Kasumi player, but she's the most basic of the characters, so it's really easy to just pick her, and everybody can get like a general idea of what I'm talking about. And then we have double directions here, which these ones are a little more tricky because you have to be like really quick with the timing. See, like the dash, you want to try to get the button in during the dash, and that's going to help you out. And then I also have the PK thing, so you're going to see me try to wait and press the teleport button too. Like that. Oh, this one's back. See, not paying attention to myself. Alright, so we're going to do back, like a little quick back dash, and in that back dash you want to try to press the direction. And there it is. I'm fucking up. 1, 2, 3, okay. Punch. Basically the same thing as her forward straight. Why am I fucking this up? And then another double direction. This one's going to be the down forward direction. If you're walking, crouching like this forward at your opponent, try doing that twice and you're going to get what you need. Kind of like that. If it's easier for you to see it on this side. The double crouch direction. And you don't have to be like stupid fast with it, you just gotta make sure you get both directions in without like sidestepping or fucking up. If you need to change the sidestep, you can change the sidestep. There are ways to do that. And then what we have here is a quarter circle. These are quarter circles. It's basically the down, forward, and then the forward direction, like that. You can see it at the bottom. It's a quarter circle. They have quarter circles forward and back. They don't have any other ones, so it's not too difficult to understand. So you want to roll your finger, holding the down. You want to start in the down position, holding down, and just roll your finger to the forward position. That's it. There's nothing else to it. If you're feeling fancy, you can even just press down and forward fast enough. But the easiest way is to roll your finger and then press punch. Make sure, and it's very important when you're doing quarter circles, that you press the forward direction before you press the actual input button. If you don't, you're not going to get what you're looking for. You're probably going to get like a down hit or something, where you're going to mess up and you're going to get like the button and then the direction like that. It happens all the time. Make sure you finish your directions before you press any buttons. It's a big thing in this game. Sidestep is going to be either up, up, or down, down. You can see it. It's a little animation. You can also change your sidestep like I was talking about earlier. When you pick your character, there's a sidestep option at the bottom. You can change it to, I believe it's the HPK, up or down, like that. It makes it easier to not sidestep when you're trying to do inputs like the double ones and stuff like that, so you don't get them confused. It's just preference. Whichever one you want to do, just mess with them both and figure out which one you like more. So we're going to get the little sidestep animation, and then we're going to press the button. So you gotta have the animation before you press the button. Very important. Kick, kick, punch. They're going to go down the kicks next. They start off with the punches and they go to the kicks and the grabs and holds. They go right down the list with it. And it's more or less going to be the same thing between the two. And then here we go. This is one I wanted to get to before. She has two different variations of her forward kick. If you press kick twice, just really fast, one after the other, you get this nice little double kick like this. But now we have the option to add the little bit of time in between to get a different animation, and this one's actually a little bit better, but it's a little slower and a little more easy to recognize. So you can hit it like that. Wait for that first kick to touch, and then you press it, instead of just pressing both. Go kick, and then you press kick again. Boom. You can see it at the bottom too. Just so you can see the timing I'm talking about, instead of doing both of them really fast. And then we can do the down forward again, the double direction. You see that one a lot, so it's not very uncommon. Just try to practice it. Like I used to do stuff like that all the time. Oh, I did the sidestep one. I used to practice these kind of inputs all the time because I could never get them done consistently. But if you practice and find out where your finger feels comfortable getting that double direction, practice it like 20 times over real quick before you try the next one or something like that. Just do stuff like that and you'll get it down pretty quick, especially if you're coming in and doing command training really often. Then you shouldn't have too many problems. So we're gonna move on to this one. This is the PK button. Most people have it set differently. Mine is set custom, but whichever one you have set as the PK button, you're gonna see it at the bottom. They're gonna be stacked on each other. That's when you press them simultaneously. That's what P plus K means. It's your punch button and your kick button pressed simultaneously if you have an arcade stick. So what we're going to do is the punch plus kick button, and then we're going to do a punch right after, just a standing punch because there's nothing else to it. And then kick, holding forward. Forward, or that's the front flip direction. This is her power launcher, which is good to know. I didn't know what her power launcher was until just now. And these are critical bursts. Those are, I'll teach you guys about those later on. Right now, the best thing to do is just start off in the command training, find a character that you think you really like, try out different characters' command trainings, because you can go through them relatively quickly. The more people you can do, the easier it becomes as you go along. But it's always good to start right here in the command training, and then go off, and then you can worry about things like, how do I do combos, or what's the best time to do this and that. We can get to that all later, but right now I really want to just focus on helping out people that have been struggling with command training. This is the HK button. Like I said, there's only the two extra ones. There's HK and there's PK that you're really going to worry about, because there's really no other direction you need. There's no advanced tech to the button system. That's it. There's the 6-button system. Punch, kick, throw, guard, HK, PK. Those are the only buttons you need. HK down K. HK forward. As you can see, like, you probably notice, like, arrows are white or they're black, kind of. The white arrows just mean just tap the direction. They want you to just press the direction. If you see a black arrow, that means they want you to hold the direction. So I can press the button and hold forward and get the slide, but this one really wants me to just do the forward direction. I love that move. Okay. Okay, and here we're starting to move into throws. Throws are pretty useful, so make sure to try to not use the same throws over and over again. So try to learn the different throws and try to utilize them in different ways, because each of them do different things, and a lot of them are really helpful depending on which situation you're in. So we're going to do a regular throw, just standing throw, no direction. And then we have another one right here that has the dot. For throws specifically, when there is a dot in the throw, you're going to see something pop on the screen. I'll show you real fast. Here's the up grab. You see it where it says command or combo throw in the top left corner where I'm at? That's my corner. That's usually where my name would be, where it'd have my health bar and everything. It'll say combo throw. When that pops up, that is when you're supposed to press your next input. So I just have to tap throw again the moment I see that combo throw pop up, and as long as it's on the screen, I will get the second animation. I'll get the combo to it. You can do it slowly, fastly, as long as you get it when that combo throw is up. It also works the same for holds, but that's other characters, and I'll get to that all later. Now, forward throw, back throw. Here we go. Forward, forward grab. Oops, I only did forward. Forward, forward, and she does this animation. You'll see it over there again, where it says combo throw. You press that throw again, she does this little teleport, and she puts you right back here. And then there's another one, when it says combo throw, you can do the down throw this time, and you'll get different animation depending on which one you want to do. Most people, they just like to teleport with Kasumi if you plan on picking her up, because you get that combo right there, but I'm not going to worry about telling you guys that. A lot of other people like to do the down one because it's really good by walls. Good for distance. It's good for many different things. And this is going to be the back and then the forward input. You see this one a lot. Alright, this one, you see it a lot for almost all characters. You're going to see something like this. So make sure that you can get this down and practice it. You want to get back forward like really quick. Try to get the directions in real quick and then press the grab button immediately after, and it'll look like that. You can see the timing at the bottom. I'm not pressing them at the same time. It may look like I am, but they are not stacked on top of each other, which means I'm not pressing them at the same time. make sure to do the directions first. Alright? Very important. A quarter circle. Just like I was telling you guys earlier, you want to start at the down position and roll your finger towards your opponent or back, depending on which move it is. That's quarter circle forward. We're going to do the quarter circle back now. This one's the running one. This one you have to have some good distance, and you want to just double dash into them to get the running animation. When you get a do a forward dash, you can let go, but if you hold it, you'll start running. And they want you to get just about up to her and then press the grab button, because if you do it too soon, you'll slide into them. You're basically going to be touching them. But she's also crouching. So now we're going to do the down grab, down back grab. This one says two foes back. This one means specifically when your opponent is facing the same direction you are. If their back is towards you, then you can do this throw, but it will not work unless their back is towards you. If I tried to press just a standing grab facing any other way, it's not going to work. They have to be with their back to me. And you can change it depending on which one you want. This one's a back one. And this is the double direction, just like that. You have to be careful, because if you don't hit the back, you're not going to get the thing you want. Now here, we have the guard button. The H button, or the hold button, whatever you want to call it. The hold system is just the same way as the input is. If you want to do any input, you press the direction and the button in rapid succession. It's the same for highs, or for any holds actually. If you want to do a high hold, you have to do the arrow and then H right after each other. And the glorious thing about our the hold system is there's only really 4 of them that you need to worry about. There's the highs. Highs work for both punches and kicks. They do both for highs. You don't have to worry about doing anything extra. There's no extra to it. Though that's what you need. That's the very basic of it. If somebody does a high punch or a high kick, the high hold works against both of those. Now for mids are very different, because mids you have to worry about 2 different ones and choosing correctly. For a mid punch, you would have to use the back direction, which will not work against the kicks. As you can see, I'm doing it down at the bottom. Hey, if you want to use the kick direction, you have to do the forward one. And it works the same way. If I tried doing a mid kick hold, and they did a mid punch, it would not work. I would just take a hit. So be careful about which one you choose when you're in the mid area if you're going to hold mid. Lows are also the same as the highs. They both work against high kicks, or low kicks and low punches. They both work the same way. You don't have to worry about which one you're doing. Now these, I'm going to go over here. There we go. These are what we call advanced holds, because they have multiple input directions. They only work in certain ways, but if you get them, you usually are better off. I could not hear that. I will check out the comments later and just get back with you in a bit. Sorry, man. I'm very bad at multitasking. I struggle with that, like when I'm trying to play the game and talk. It doesn't work too well. But, advanced holding. Advanced holds, if you get the advanced hold off, you'll usually get something that's a little better than just a regular hold. Here's the regular mid-kick hold, which is just to get a little bit of damage, right? You get some damage off it, it's cool, it's a nice reversal. But for advanced, you want to get the back forward, and you get something like this, and you get a big combo off it. Oh, I messed it up. And now it's telling me to do a parry. This is character specific. Most characters don't have advanced holds, and they don't have parries. This is a Kasumi specific thing. Depending on what character you get, you might actually get some advanced holds, and you might actually get some parries and stuff like that. Just depends on which character you want to play. But for Kasumi, she has parries that will teleport them behind her, or behind their opponent for like quick damage or something like that. Kind of like that. And then I have advanced parries. that when I parry, it causes me to do the slide, which gives me like a lot of options. I can do the slide kick, the slide grab, the slide punch, the slide jump. But this is character specific again, so if you actually want to play Kasumi, then that's the best way to go for it. I try to grab. But if you're not worried about playing Kasumi, I wouldn't worry about playing her and worry about all this stuff. Worry about your character specifically, because those extra directions for advanced holding are a bitch. Get good at regular holding before anything else. That's the best way to go for it. Now this one says with back to foe. This one means that my back has to be to the enemy, like this. I have to be in that position that the computer was in earlier. I have to have my back facing the same direction as their back. And when I am backwards, I can do a specific move set. Like this one is up kick. And the easiest way that I'm going to use is just a back kick, because if you press back kick, it just puts your back to him. What? Oh, that's Hoshinpo. Okay, and then standing still. This is Hoshinpo. This is usually stance changes are involved with the PK button, and this is a stance change. It's Hoshinpo. It's her slide that you've seen off of earlier moves. If you hold the direction, she'll slide. You can just do it manually by pressing the stance change, which is the down forward and PK. Now, when you're doing that, like I said, she has different variations. Like she has the punch option that they're going to show you. She has, oops, sorry, homie. She has the front flip option, which can lead into the flip kick. She has the sliding jump grab. It's basically the same grab that you saw earlier. It's just a little different. And then she has the sliding kick. You got to be a little more precise with the timing. See, I press just kick down there. You can see it at the bottom, but it doesn't always work that way. You have to work on the timing too. I usually just mash it out, but oh, it looks like you have to be really quick with them. You have to be really fast on that. You have to press them in succession. You can't wait for it. Okay. During Hoshinpo, the slide, you can do a flip. And now they want me to do the Hoshinpo grab. This one says to knock down foe. This only works when your opponent is on the ground and stuck on the ground, or just laying on the ground. If they're not on the ground, this stuff will not work. So it says I can do a down punch. If you're close enough to your opponent and you do these knockdown moves, you can get a little extra damage before they get up and get off the ground and continue the fight. You got a little down punch, and everybody has this one. It's the jump. The jump is really slow, so it's not very recommended, but we still have to do it to complete the training. So here we go. Up in PK. And that's the training for Kasumi. There's not a whole lot to it. Just make sure that you're pressing the directions before you press the button, and try to do it very quickly. If you're getting confused with timing, just keep practicing it out. Do it like section by section if you need to. That's what I used to do. And make sure that you're counting how many times you hit the button. This one says 5 times. Make sure you press that button 5 times, okay? Instead of pressing it 4, 3, 6, try to be exact on it. Because if you're not, you might end up missing something that you don't want, and that's not good. The last thing I want to talk about with the command training. It's really simple, it's really quick. For command training, you might notice these little arrows that are on top of the buttons that you see just displayed at the top. These little arrows tell you which direction the that you're going to need to hold these directions. If it's pointing up, it's a high move. See, you can see that these 2 punches right here are high. That third one is a mid in the stomach area, which is a little forward arrow in the middle of the button, and then there are ones that are down. Which obviously would be like a low, but those you can usually kind of tell. But you can see which direction you're looking at when you look at those arrows. So make sure to pay attention to those so you can know if you ever end up fighting this character, or you want to learn how to deal with a certain move, or learn what that move is, you can tell just where you need to hold or how you can deal with it, and those kinds of things. It comes in handy later on, so make sure to check that stuff out. And that's going to do it for the first video. I'm going to get back into it with more stuff like combo challenges and other simple things like that, like working on frame videos, so people can get like a basic understanding. But until then, I'm just going to leave it at this, and I hope this video really helped out. If you guys, really enjoyed it and think I explained some stuff correctly or incorrectly, let me know. And if you guys still have more questions, you guys can let me know, and I can answer them for you. But that's going to do it for this one. I'll catch you guys soon, alright? Take care.